Look at this mess of a door. This is in a bathroom and it goes to the toilet closet. Look at that giant gap up on the top left. In a second, you're going to hear my actual conversation with the client because I was fixing 12 doors in their house. Look at all these gaps. Everything's crooked, but we're going to make it look great.
You ever had a house where there's this many in one house?
Basically, we call it walking the house.
Yeah.
I'll just walk the house and fix it. Don't tell me what's going on.
Yeah,
I'll just fix every door for you.
Yeah.
It's interesting, how this happened, because this house is not ancient.
No, I think it's 2007.
Yeah. And like for that to happen, especially with the interior, is just odd. So we're gonna make it all work.
The door is severely tilted to the left like that, and that's what's causing all the gaps. And just based on the location and nature of the cracks and gaps, I think this jamb is wacky. When I push on this jamb, it moves all over the place. This thing is shifted around because I think it was poorly installed. So I'm going to start just by putting a couple screws into the jamb here, and that should secure it and get it back to its proper normal position. And look at that. Just by putting those screws in there and re-securing that, everything is now in proper alignment. Look how great those gaps are, and the door is off the floor. But I don't like the gap on top. Even though it's probably acceptable, that gap is too big for me. So I'm going to raise the door an 1/8 inch and make it perfect. It's easiest to move the hinges up on the jamb. So I just mark an 1/8 inch above the hinge. Then I just chiseled it out, moved the hinge up an 1/8 inch so I don't have to touch the hinges on the door. And I'll do the same thing for the middle hinge and the lower hinge. And I realize, all this stuff looks kind of junky. They're having painters come in because the house is being remodeled. So with that top hinge moved up an 1/8 inch, I'll rehang the door, and then we'll attach the middle and lower hinges. You can see those have been raised. And now let's look at it again. OMG, look how perfect that is. Everything is now properly spaced, no more weird gaps, no binding, no rubbing, no dragging. Everything works perfectly. And I even do some patching and some courtesy caulking for them, even though they have painters coming in. From absolute disaster to perfectly working door. That's what you can achieve when you know what you're doing. Great job, boys and girls!